Hello, this is Penjani and welcome to Pearls with Penjani. Thank you very much for tuning in. When I lost my mother, I went through a season of intense grief. Not just for a short while. I mean, if you've ever lost a loved one, you know that the recovery process takes time. Actually, some elders even say it's a lifelong journey which you learn to manage with time. I found that apart from the support with family, my greatest support has been my relationship with Jesus. I think I say this over and over again. Grief, if not managed well, is something that can shut you down completely. It is so important by the grace of God to navigate grief in a manner that is healthy, and by His grace again, a manner that helps you to still grow even through the pain. One day, I remember, if you're a Zambian, there's a way that we cry sometimes, especially from our friends in the northern regions. They will be crying and saying, Mayo, Mayo. And there I am. I feel like this word came to me that said, you know, it's okay to cry Mayo. But when you cry Mayo, Mayo, for those of you who don't understand the local language, is mom, mother. So it can be quite an expression of a deep grief. So I felt like the Lord was telling me that while it was okay to express that grief in that way, it was not enough. And instead of just crying Mayo, He said to me, say Mwelesa. Mwelesa or Lesa or whatever Jesus or Yahweh is in your language, because it's a personal journey. And in doing that, I got to realize that when you call on His name, you're not just crying, you've also prayed. You've done two things. It's like the proverbial saying, killing two birds with one stone. So turn your grief rather, into a prayer. Another time, in navigating this, I remember I was in church on this beautiful Sunday morning, and I had developed a habit of carrying a scarf. I would carry that scarf so that if at any point during the service I broke down, I just wanted to cover myself and have my own private moment. But it had happened once too many times. And on this particular Sunday, I felt, I said to God, Lord, if I cry again today, I'm not going to come back to church until you work on me, because I don't want to feel like I'm just crying to get attention. Meanwhile, it's just an expression of where I'm at. And so in the most, service was going well and I was celebrating in my heart. I'm like, yay, it's going well today. And from nowhere, this wave of grief just came. And as usual, I got my scarf, I covered myself, but this time around I did something that I had never done. I just said, Mwelesa, nkumbateni kochaisa. Translated, Jesus, give me a hug. That thing, that grief, it has come back. It's here. And I kid you not, instantaneously, that wave of grief just, like it just went away. And thank God, because yes, like I'm trying to demonstrate, I screamed. Thank God it was a worship service, so I didn't attract unnecessary attention. It was still my own moment, but I was so real and personal with God. And right in that moment, if there are times when I have experienced instant miracles, this is one of those moments. And I got to learn that grief, while it is a natural expression of pain, there is also a part where the enemy takes advantage if you let him take advantage of that moment. He takes advantage of us when we are vulnerable. So make it a point, and I hope this is ministering to somebody who just ends at just smile or crying in however way that you do. Make it a prayer. Say the name of Jesus in your pain. Say the name of Jesus as you cry or as you wail, and also be able to identify grief that does not maybe let's call it a bit of a demonic chikonko. Do you relate with that? Yeah, so that's today's pearl. I pray that you will equip yourself with the right tools to grow through your pain and through your grief. God bless you. Until next time, this has been your friend Penjani.